Trials of Apollo, Chapter 2, Page 8. A girl from nowhere completes my embarrassment. Stupid bananas. I had not been stomped on so badly since my guitar contest against Chuck Berry in 1957. As Kid and Mickey kicked me, I curled into a ball trying to protect my ribs and head. The pain was intolerable. I retched and shuddered. I blacked out and came to, my vision swimming with red splotches. When my attackers got tired of kicking me, they hit me over the head with a bag of garbage, which burst and covered me in coffee grounds and moldy fruit peels. At last they stepped away, breathing heavily. Rough hands patted me down and took my wallet. "Looky here," said Cade. "Some cash? An ID for Lester Papadopoulos." Mikey laughed. "Lester? That's even worse than Apollo." I touched my nose, which felt roughly the size and texture of a waterbed mattress. My fingers came away glistening red. "Blood," I muttered. "That's not possible." "It's very possible. It's very possible, Lester." Kid crouched next to me. "And there might be more blood in your near future. You want to explain why you don't have a credit card or a phone? I hate to think I did all that stomping for just $100. I stared at the blood on my fingers. I was a god. I did not have blood. Even when I turned mortal before, golden ichor still ran through my veins. I had never been so converted. It must be a mistake, a trick, something. I tried to sit up. My hands hit a banana peel and I fell again. My shoulders howled in delight. "I love this guy," Mickey said. "Yeah, but the boss told us he'd be loaded," Kate explained. "Boss?" I muttered. "Boss?" "That's right, Lester." Cade flicked a finger against the side of my head. "Go to that alley, the boss told us. Easy score. He said we should rough you up, take whatever you had. But this," he waved the cash under my nose, "this isn't much of a payday." Despite my predicament, I felt a surge of hopefulness. If these thugs had been sent here to find me, their boss must be a god. No mortal could have known I would fall from the earth at this spot. Perhaps Cade and Mickey were not human either. Perhaps they were cleverly disguised monsters or spirits. At least that would explain why they had beaten me so easily. Who is your boss?" I struggled to my feet, coffee grounds dripping from my shoulder. My dizziness made me feel as if I were flying too close to the fumes of premortal chaos, but I refused to be humbled. "Did Zeus send you? Or perhaps Ares? I demand an audience." Cade and Mickey looked at each other as if to say, "Can you believe this guy?" Cade picked up his knife. You don't take a hint, do you, Lester?" Mickey pulled off his belt a length of bike chain and wrapped it around his fist. I decided to sing them into submission. They may have resisted my fist, but no mortal could resist my golden voice. I was trying to decide between "You Send Me" and my original "Compassion." "I'm your poetry god, baby," when a voice yelled, "Hey!" The hooligans turned. Above us on the second-story fire escape landing stood a girl of about 12. "Leave him alone," she ordered. My first thought was that Artemis had come to my aid. My sister often appeared as a 12-year-old for a reason I've never fully understood. But something told me this was not she. The girl on the fire escape did not exactly inspire fear. She was small and pudgy, with dark hair chopped in a messy page boy style, and black cat eye glasses with rhinestones glittering in the corners. Despite the cold, she wore no coat. Her outfit looked like it had been picked by a kindergartner. Red sneakers, yellow tights, and a green tank dress. Perhaps she was on her way to a costume party dressed as a traffic light. Still, there was something fierce in her expression. She had the same obscene scowl my old girlfriend, Karian, used to get whenever she wrestled lions. Mickey and Cade did not seem impressed. "Get lost, kid," Mickey told her. The girl stamped her foot, causing the fire escape to shudder. "My ally, my alley, my rules." Her bossy, nasal voice made her sound like she was chiding a playmate in a game of make-believe. Whether that loser, whatever that loser has, whatever that loser has is mine, including his money. Why, why is everyone calling me a loser? I asked weakly. The comment seemed unfair, even if I was beaten up, covered in garbage, but no one paid me any attention. Kate glared at the girl. The red from her hair seemed to be seeping into his face. "You're not a you've got to be kidding me." "Beat it, you brat." He picked up a rotten apple and threw it. The girl didn't flinch. The fruit landed at her feet and rolled harmlessly to a stop. "You want to play with food?" The girl wiped her nose. "Okay." I didn't see her kick the apple, but it came flying back with deadly accuracy and hit Cade in the nose. He collapsed on his rump. Mickey snarled. He marched towards the fire escape ladder, but a banana peel seemed to slither directly into his path. He slipped and fell hard. "Ow!" I backed away from the fallen thugs. I wondered if I should make a run for it, but I could barely hobble. I also did not want to be assaulted with old fruit. The girl climbed over the railing. She dropped to the ground with surprising nimbleness and grabbed a sack of garbage from the dumpsters. "Stop!" Cade did a short, scuttling crab walk to get away from the girl. "Let's talk about this." Mikey groaned and rolled on his back. The girl pouted. Her lips were chapped, but had wispy black fuzz on the corners of her mouth. I, I don't like you guys," she said. "You should go." "Yeah, Cade. Sure. Just. He reached for the money scattered along the coffee grounds. The girl swung her garbage bag in mid-arc. The plastic exploded, disgorging an impossible number of rotten bananas. They knocked Cade flat. Mickey was plastered with so many peels he looked like he was going to be attacked by he looked like he was being attacked by a, carnivorous starfish. "Leave my alley," the girl said. "Now." In the dumpster, more trash bags burst like popcorn kernels, showering Cade and Mickey with radishes, potato peels, and other compost minerals. Miraculously, none of it got on me. Despite their injuries, the two thugs scrambled to their feet and ran away, screaming. I turned towards my pint-sized savior. I was no stranger to dangerous women. My sister could rain down arrows of death. My stepmother, Hera, regularly drove mortals mad so that they would hack each other to pieces. But this garbage-wielding 12-year-old made me nervous. "Thank you," I ventured. The the girl's arm the girl crossed her arms on her middle fingers. She wore matching gold rings with crescent signets. Her eyes glinted darkly like a crow's. I can I can make that comparison because I invented crows. "Don't thank me," she said. "You're still in my alley." She walked in a full circle around me, scrutinizing my appearance as if I were a prized cow. I can also do that comparison because a, I used to collect prized cows. "You're the god Apollo?" She sounded less than awestruck. She also didn't seem fazed by the idea of walking, or by the idea of gods walking among mortals. You were listening then, she nodded. You don't look like a god. I'm not at my best, I admitted. My father Zeus has exiled me from Olympus. And who are you? She smelled faintly of apple pie, which was surprising since she looked so grubby. Part of me wanted to find a fresh towel, clean her face, and give her money for a hot meal. Part of me wanted to fend her off with a chair in case she decided to bite me. She reminded me of the strays my sister was always adopting. Dogs, panthers, homeless maidens, small dragons. Name's Meg, she said. Short for Megra or Margaret? Margaret. Don't ever call me Margaret. Are you, are you a demigod, Meg? She pushed up her glasses. Why would you think that? Again, she didn't seem surprised by the question. I sensed she had heard the term demigod before. Well, I said, you obviously have some power. You chased off those hooligans with rotten fruit. Perhaps you have a banana kinesis, or you can control garbage. I once knew a Roman goddess, Coloncia, who presided over the city's sewer system. Perhaps you're related? Meg pouted. I got the impression I might have said something wrong, though I couldn't imagine what. I think I think I'll just take your money, Meg said. Go on, get out of here. No, wait! Desperation crept in my voice. Please, I I I need a bit of assistance. I felt ridiculous, of course. Me, the god of prophecy, plague, archery, healing, music, and several other things I couldn't remember at the moment, asking colorfully dressed street urchin for help. But I had no other choice. If this child chose to take my money and kick me into the cool winter streets, I didn't think I could stop her. Say I believe you. Meg's voice took a sing-song tone, as if she were about to announce the rules of the game. I'll be the princess and you'll be the scullery maid. Say I decide to help. What then? Good question, I thought. We are in Manhattan? Mm-hmm. She twirled and did a playful sidekick. Hell's Kitchen. It seemed wrong for a child to say Hell's Kitchen. Then again, it seemed wrong for a child to live in an alley and have a garbage fights with thugs. I considered walking into the Empire State Building. That was the modern gateway to Mount Olympus, but I doubted the guards would let me up the secret 600th floor. Zeus would not make it so easy. Perhaps I could find my old friend Chiron the Centaur. He had a training camp on Long Island. He could offer me shelter and guidance. But that would be a dangerous journey. A defenseless god makes a juicy target. Any monster along the way would cheerfully disembowel me. Jealous spirits and minor gods might also welcome the opportunity. Then there were Cade and Mickey's mysterious boss. I had no idea who he was, or whether he had other worse minions to send against me. Even if I made it to Long Island, my new mortal eyes might not be able to find Chiron's camp in its magical camouflage valley. I needed a guide to get me there, someone experienced and close by. I have an idea. I stood as straight as my injuries allowed. It wasn't easy to look confident with the bloody nose and coffee grounds dripping off my clothes. I know someone who might help. He lives on Upper East Side. Take me to him and I shall reward you. Meg made a sound between a sneeze and a laugh. Reward me with what? She danced around, plucking $20 bills from the trash. I'm already taking all your money. Hey! She tossed my wallet, now empty except for the Lester Papadopoulos Jr. driver's license. Meg sang, I've got your money, I've got your money. I stifled a growl. Listen, child, I won't be. It won't be mad. It won't. I won't be mortal for long. Someday I will become a god again. Then I reward you. Then I will reward those who helped me, and punish those who didn't. She put her hands on her hips. How do you know what will happen? Have you ever been mortal before? Yes, actually, twice. Both times my punishment only lasted a few years at most. Oh, yeah? How did you get back to being all godly or whatever? Gaudy is not a word, I pointed out, though my poetic sensibilities were already thinking of ways I might use it. Usually Zeus requires me to work as a slave for for some important demigod. The fellow uptown I mentioned, for instance, he'd be perfect. I'd do whatever task my new master requires for a few years, as long as I behave. I am allowed back to Olympus. Right now, I just have to recover my strength and figure out. How do you know for sure which demigod? I blinked. What? Which demigod you're supposed to serve, dummy? I, uh, well, it's usually obvious. I just sort of run into them. That's why I want to get up to Upper East Side. My new master will claim my services, and I'm Meg McCaffrey. Meg blew me a raspberry. Meg blew me a raspberry, and I claim your service. Overhead, thunder rumbled in the gray sky. The sound echoed through the city canyons like a divine laughter. Whatever was left of my pride turned to ice water and trickled into my socks. I walked right into that, didn't I? Yep. Meg bounced up and down in her red sneakers. We're gonna have fun. With great difficulty, I resisted the urge to weep. Aren't you sure? Are you sure you're not Demetrius or Artemis in disguise? I'm that other thing, Meg said, counting my money. That thing you said before, a demigod. How do you know? Just do. She gave me a smug smile, and I know I have a sidekick god. And now I have a sidekick god named Lester. I raised my face to the heavens. Please, Father, I get the point. Please, I can't do this. Zeus did not answer. He was probably too busy recording my humiliation to share on Snapchat. Cheer up, Meg told me. Who's that guy you wanted to see? The guy on the Upper East Side? Another demigod? Or another demigod, I said. He knows the way to a camp where I might find shelter, guidance, food. Food? Meg's eyes perked up almost as much as the points on her glasses. Good food? Well, normally I just eat ambrosia, but yes, I suppose. Then that's my first order. We're going to find this guy to take us to the camp place. I sighed miserably. It was going to be a very long servitude. As you wish, I said. Let's find Percy Jackson.